Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Henry IV Part 2. Today we're in Act 1, Scene 4, and we get to hear from Lord Bardolf. And I'm not, if some of you might know this is Act 1, Scene 3, because versions that are not the folio call the prologue, but the folio calls the prologue Act 1, Scene 1, so whatever, moving on. Act 1, Scene 4 starts out with the Archbishop of York coming into the scene with Lord Bardolf and Lord Mowbray and some other people, and they're sort of taking stock, and all of these people are on Northumberland's side, so they're anti-King Henry IV. And they're chatting and they're like, so how are we doing? How many men do we have? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, we have about 25,000 men. And they're like, well, with just 25,000 men, is that enough to actually stand up against the king if we don't have Northumberland, like, because he's still sick? That kind of a thing. And they're like, well, if we had him, then we could totally do it. And Lord Bardolf is like, yes, exactly, but we don't have him, so maybe we shouldn't fight right now. And they're like, but no, like we could totally pull this off. And Lord Bardolf says, yes, if this present quality of war, indeed the instant action, a cause on foot, lives so in hope. As in an early spring we see the appearing buds, which to prove fruit, hope gives not so much warrant as despair that frosts will bite them. When we mean to build, we first survey the plot, then draw the model, and when we see the figure of the house, we must then rate the cost of the erection, which, if we find outweighs ability, what do we then but draw anew the model in fewer offices, or at least desist to build at all? Much more in this great work, which is, almost, to pluck a kingdom down and set another up, should we survey the plot of situation and the model, consent upon a sure foundation, question surveyors, know our own estate, how able such a work to undergo to weigh against his opposite, or else we fortify in paper and in figures, using the names of men instead of men, like one that draws the model of a house beyond his power to build it, who, half through, gives o'er and leaves his part-created cost a naked subject to the weeping clouds and waste for churlish winter's tyranny. So yeah, Lord Bardolf is of the camp that they should not try again to win this war unless they're sure that they can win this war. Like, maybe now is the time to regroup and take a look at things. We get to hear from Lord Bardolf again tomorrow, and yeah, they all chat some more about what the best way to proceed is, and we'll get to hear further thoughts from Lord Bardolf tomorrow, if I can speak. I'll see you then.